Hi, this is Dr. John Goodrich. I'm Professor of Biblical Studies at Compass Bible Institute. I've been studying God's Word a lot this summer, and I just wanted to introduce you to a handful of resources I've been utilizing and engaging with that I think are very helpful. The first book that I want to show you is this Handbook on the Greek Text of 1 Corinthians by Timothy Brookins and Bruce Longenecker. This is the second volume in a two-part series on 1 Corinthians. This volume focuses on chapters 10 through 16, but there's also a volume on chapters 1 through 9. This is a kind of resource for the student who wants to go deep into the text studying the Greek. So if you have some knowledge of Greek grammar and syntax, this would be a really helpful resource for you to help you walk through all the intricacies of the original language. And so this would be really helpful for those who want to go really, really deep. Another resource that I've been utilizing and I would highly recommend is this commentary on 1 Corinthians by Thomas Schreiner. Schreiner is a friend of CBI. He's been out here to teach, and I highly recommend his work on Paul's letters, especially this one on 1 Corinthians. This is a great commentary suited for students, pastors, teachers, but also scholars. And Schreiner does a great job of introducing us to the context, the theological themes, the interpretation of the text, but also provides some practical reflection for those of us who are seeking to hear from God in our lives about what 1 Corinthians has to say to us. The final book that I want to introduce you to is this brand new resource, hot off the press, by James Ware. This is a book called The Final Triumph of God. This is basically a commentary on one chapter in 1 Corinthians. It's on all of 1 Corinthians 15. The great thing about this book is that it focuses on a very specific passage, Paul's very famous discourse on resurrection in 1 Corinthians 15. And he walks us through the passage verse by verse and gets into all sorts of the nitty-gritty that Paul has to engage on the issue of resurrection in 1 Corinthians. He provides all sorts of helpful insights about the interpretation of the text, but also the historical context, and does a really good job of just refuting bad ideas about resurrection. And so for those of you who are looking to get into God's Word this summer, I highly recommend you study 1 Corinthians, and these three resources would be an excellent place for you to learn.